Hello, guys. Welcome to another session on Python fundamentals. Today, we will be going through the data type, or not say the data type, but the data class of the collection or sequence type. The most, I'll say, one of the most useful and widely used in Python, right? Is the list, right? We're going to discuss lists in this lesson. So essentially a list, right, is a data structure that is used to store a collection of data, right? And in Python, the items, this collection of items do not have to be of the same type, right? So the list is a data class. Like I said, it's the data class of the sequence data type in Python, and it's convenient for storing various elements without having to create a variable for each item, right? So by the end of this learning objectives, so we're going to understand what the list data type is. It should be data class, but access items in a list, modify an item in a list, how to add an item to a list, and also to delete an item in a list. So we'll also be introduced to another structure or construct and programming later on, but we'll be discussing that in the next session, all right? So what is a list, right? So far, we've used variables to store one piece of data. Like you see on the left, if I wanted to store different customers, like John, Tabo, Roxanne, or Lutando, I would have to create 4 variables to do that, right? From what we've known, for what we've been doing previously. Now, the list, right, it allows us to store more than one piece of data, and we can store that in the same identity. That is, you see how in the left we had 4 variables, 1, 2, 3, 4, and customers 1, customers 2, customers 3, customers 4. And on the right, we have just one variable called customers. And in this variable, I have a collection of all the customers that are there, right? So I've replaced 4 variables and essentially stored it into one. So how do you declare a list in Python, right? So you define the name of the variable to store the list, right? And then you use the equal sign, just the same way as how we've been defining variables for the past previous data types or data classes. And then we declare the items in the list, and then we separate an item by commas, right? So, and these collection of items are enclosed in square brackets. Now, if you look here, customer accounts, we can see that we have double quotation marks. So essentially, I have a collection of strings. Even though you see numbers there, we can still see this letter there. So I have a collection of alphanumeric strings, right? And it could be numbers. You could store numbers. You could store strings. You could store other data types in a list, right? Or data classes in a list. Now, how to access items in a list. So I have created a list that has all the 9 provinces of South Africa, Eastern Cape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just making sure in case I forgot, right? Now, to access them, you need the index position of the item, right? The index position. And with most programming languages, the index starts at 0. So the first item is 0, right? And then the last item would be the number of items there minus 1, right? So that'll be 8. Just remember that. First item is 0, and then the last item is the number of items in this list minus 1 in Python, all 0 index programming languages, right? So if I wanted to access free state, I would have to use the index 1, right? Because 0, 1. Eastern Cape is 0, free state is number 1. I'll show you this practically with in VS Code. Let's just go through the slides a bit. And then to modify an item, right? To modify an item, actually, you know what? Okay, so we are back with this. I have copied this from the slides, and let's now try and access to show you what I was trying to say. So if I wanted to get free states, I'd say, let me print out the free state provinces, and that's not how you spell provinces. And then use a use a square bracket notation, right? And then you place the index that you want to put in. I put in 0, that would get me Eastern Cape, but I want free states, right? And then I run this, and you see I get free states. If I want to get the first item, remember, I put in 0, I will get Eastern Cape. If I want to get the last item, I said n minus 1, and we have 9 minus 1 is 8. Now, Python allows you to do something fancy. If I wanted to get the last item here, and I didn't know how many items were in my list, well, I could always use a len function, but let's say I could use that function, right? And I wanted to get the last item. I can access the last item using this notation. I say -1, right? And when I print that out, I should get Western Cape, right? And then when I use the negative, I can now start, you can think of it as going in the negative direction on the number line. So if I want the second, I'll just say -2, okay? And I should get Northern Cape. And let's see what happens if I, okay, let's ignore that. I think you just pasted something. Let's say if I go -10, what should happen? There are not 10 items in this. I should get something like an out of bounds error. Yes, list index is out of range, right? So that's the error that you get if the index that you put is out of range. And let's move the negative and put in 10, and you see what would happen. So it'll tell you, yep, list index is out of range. So that's how you access items in a list. Okay. Now to modify an item in a list, right? Two things that you need to do. You need to access the item, right, in that list that you want to modify. And then what you want to do now is to actually do the modification. So make the change to the value in that index position, right? So on the left-hand side, I have a bit of Python code there, and we have some grades, right? And to access the item, you want to change. So I'm saying number 4. And if you look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 5 items. Therefore, the last item is 5 minus 1, which is 4. So I want to change. I'm going to access the last item, and I'm going to set it to 75, and I print the grades. Let's do this in Python quickly so I can show you the outcome. Okay, we're back. So now from the slides, let's continue. So grades, and I want to access the last item, right? I'm going to say grades 4 is equals to 75, right? And I can now say print the lists. It's called the grades, right? And then let's run it. And you can now see that the last item is now 75. Okay, so that is how you change an item or you modify an item in a list, right? Okay, so now I'll show you an instruction, right? Key instruction on how to delete an item in a list, right? So you write del, whichever way you want to pronounce it, and then you're gonna call the name of the list, grades, and then let's choose 3. Okay, let's delete the item, right? And then we'll change the state of the list. All right, so let's call grades, and I'm gonna comment out this or leave that. All right. So remember, I'm changing the last item to 75, and I'm going to delete 0, 1, 2, 3. So I'm deleting this. So let's see how that looks. And you can now see that we now have 4 items. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when initially. Now we have just 4. So that's how you delete an item. All right. So now if I try to do print grades 4, like I did before, I would get an error because this is now out of bounds or is no longer in range. Okay. Now I will show you how to add items in a list. Okay, now to add and delete an item, right? I just showed you a different way to delete an item, right? But now I want to show you this you see there's a list dot append. We've not seen that before, or list remove. We've not seen that before in what we've been doing. But this is an important feature of Python and in programming in general. What you see there is called a method, right? And a method we'll discuss when we're now talking about functions, but let me just give you an overhead. So this method performs an action on an object. And an object is what we've been working on, like lists, numbers, literals, right? So those are objects, right? So the append method is going to add an item to the list object, right? So is the insert and the remove and the pop, they delete, right? And the way, I guess, there are little subtle differences in how they do it. So that's why they are there. Otherwise, we would just have one doing a specific task, right? So we wouldn't have like two, we just have one, two, but there's a different way in how they are executed and what they do. But essentially, the first 2 add, the second delete. We shall get into it now. Okay. So I'm just going to remove this, all right? Now we're going to be working with, let's work with the append first, right? So we have some grades. Now let's imagine we have a new student, or we have a new script that we didn't see, and we want to add that student's mark to the grades, right? So what is going to happen is I'm going to say grades dot append, right? And what do I want to append? I want to append a new grade, right? Remember, this is the list object, and I'm going to modify the list object using this method that adds an item to the list object, right? So I'm going to say, I want to add, this was a very bright kid, say 90, right? And then I want to print grades, okay? And let's see how that works. If we're going to see grades. Yes, there we go. So it works in state. So there's grades, and we added another item to it. So that's how you use the append function. So essentially, as you can see, it adds an item to the end of the list, right? Now let's look at the insert, right? So, if I remember correctly, grades dot insert, right? Now the first one is the index, the position. Where do I want to put this object? So you see how it's different from append. Append just went to the end. Here I can specify where I want to put the item that I'm inserting, and let's put him at number 1. So let's make him the first. So we're gonna say 92 or 90, right? And then I'm going to print grades. Okay. Remember before it was at the end. Now if you run it, should be at the first item. So that's how you insert and an item using the grades and the insert function, okay? Now let's look at removing an item, all right? So the first one I should show you is the pop, all right? So grades, and with the grades dot pop, I don't need to put anything into the pop for now. But if you hover, right, okay. So default is the last item, right? So it's going to take the last item, and let's print grades now. So I should only have yeah, the 70 should be the last one. And as you see, we remove 60. Okay. And then the next one, actually, let me tell you what this one does, which is the pop. I can actually assign a value to that. I can say deleted item. Let's say you write in some piece of code and you know that the last item is what you want, and you can in the list, and you can pop it, right? And let me say print deleted item, and it should give us 60 if I'm not mistaken. There we go, 60. So that's how you use pop. And let me clear that. So that's how you add. And there's another one called remove, right? There's another one called remove. I'm not too familiar with it, but I know it. Dot remove. There we go. So I can just hover. Great. And you can see it removes the first occurrence of a value. So, and then it raises the value error if the value is not present. So let's see. I want to remove an item, so I would just say I'll remove item 65 and then print grades. Hopefully I haven't removed it before. I haven't. Print grades and not clear, but there we go. We remove 65. So what this does is going to look and remove the first first occurrence of the value that you enter. And if it doesn't find a value there, it's going to raise an error and say, hey, this value was not in this list. All right, guys, this is just a short intro into lists. We shall get back to it with another exercise of lists in the next video. Thank you. See you then.